Mm-hmm. 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 Oh God, my God, my beloved. Oh God, my God, my heart's desire. Oh God, my God, my beloved. Oh God, my God, my heart's desire. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh God, my God, my beloved. Oh God, my God, my heart's desire. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh God, my God, my beloved. Oh God, my God, my heart's desire. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh God, my God, my beloved. Oh God, my God, my heart's desire. Oh God, my God, my beloved. Oh God, my God, my heart's desire. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
In the beginning days of every world religion, the new faith has been received with eagerness and joy only by a relative few. Most respond with apathy, suspicion, even hatred. The new faith suffers persecution at the hands of the old, and many believers in God's infant faith are called on to sacrifice their lives that God's teachings for the new day might be established in the world. The shining examples of these martyrs inspire their fellow believers in the world at large. Their acts of selflessness offer proof of the spiritual power of God's new message for humanity. The Baha'i Faith, in its brief history of 176 years, has seen over 20,000 of its brightest lights extinguished. Most of these occurred in the early years of the faith's existence, and the site of the greatest persecution has been Iran, where the faith was born.
It is said there are three kinds of martyrdom. One is to stand bravely and meet death unflinchingly in the path of God without wavering or under torture, denying for an instant their faith. The second is little by little to detach one's heart entirely from the world, laying aside deliberately and voluntarily all vanities and worldly seductions, letting every act and word become a speaking monument and a fitting praise for the holy name of Baha'u'llah. The third is to do the most difficult things with such self-sacrifice that all behold it as your pleasure. To seek and to accept poverty with the same smile as you accept fortune. To make the sad, the sorrowful your associates instead of frequenting the society of the careless and gay. To yield to the decrees of God and to rejoice in the most violent calamities, even when the suffering is beyond endurance. He who can fulfill these last conditions becomes a martyr indeed. George Townshend, The Sufferings of Baha'u'llah and Their Significance, Baha'i World.
The Southern Poverty Law Center defines civil rights martyrs as those activists who were targeted for death because of their civil rights work. Random victims of vigilantes determined to halt the movement, and individuals who, in the sacrifice of their own lives, brought new awareness to the struggle. And how shall we remember the victims of racial hatred, the more than 6,400 lynched African-Americans since the Civil War, or the 555 Blacks that have been shot by the police of those shootings reported since 2019. Today, we remember them all by whatever designation you choose. They have all paved the pathway to justice with their lives. Let us remember them and say their names.
Mirza Muhammad Hussein Mishkin Qalam,
Emmett Till, George Stinney Jr., Michael Schwerner,
Haji Mullah Muhammad Taqi Barqani,
James Chaney, Andrew Goodman,
Dr. Rahmatullah Mahajer,
Dick Rowland,
Yusuf Qadimi,
Trayvon Martin,
Dr. Mansour Burgess,
Walter Scott,
Hushang Masoulemian,
Michael Brown,
Dr. Tahir Burgess,
Tamir Rice,
Tahir Quratul Ain,
Oscar Grant,
Mullah Hussein Busrani,
Keith Scott,
Haji Mirza Sayyid Ali,
Terrell Thomas,
Mirza Qurban Ali Barfurushi,
Randy Evans,
Haji Mullah Farhani,
Clifford Glover,
Agha Sayyid Hussein Torshizi,
Yvonne Smallwood,
حاجی محمد تاقی کرمانی،
Tanisha Anderson,
آقا سید مرتضی زنجانی،
Freddie Gray,
آقا محمد حسین تبریزی،
Eric Gardner,
مونا محمود نژاد،
Alton Sterling,
اختر ثابت،
Philandro Castile,
رویا اشراقی،
Botham John,
دکتر فرامرز سمندری،
Stefan Clark,
Keith Ransom Keller,
Daniel Prude,
Duarte Vieira,
Richard Brooks,
May Maxwell,
Aura Rosser, Tatiana Jefferson, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Dante Wright, Andrew Brown Jr.
O ye who have suffered martyrdom, O trustees of his revelation, O distinguished men of virtue, O illustrious and noble ones, may my inmost reality, my spirit, my entire being, and whatsoever God hath bestowed upon me through his bounty and grace, be laid down as a sacrifice for you. I bear witness that ye are the radiant stars, the gleaming meteors, the resplendent full moons, the brilliant orbs in this wondrous revelation. Well is it with you, O birds that warble in the gardens of divine unity. Blessed are ye, O lions that roar in the forests of detachment. Happy are ye. O leviathans that swim in the waters of his oneness. Verily, ye are the signs of divine guidance. Ye are the banners that flutter in the field of sacrifice. I beseech God to bless me through the breezes of holiness wafted from that glorious center of sacrifice, and to quicken me with a reviving breath of heavenly communion blowing from that blessed region. I beg you to intercede on my behalf in the presence of the ever-living, sovereign Lord, that he may graciously suffer me to quaff my fill from the choice sealed wine, may grant me a portion from the unbounded felicity that ye enjoy, and may exhilarate my heart by giving me to drink from your chalice, which is tempered at the camphor fountain. Verily, my Lord is merciful and forgiving. By bestowing the bounty of sacrifice in this realm of existence, he aided whomsoever he willeth, with whatsoever he pleaseth. And upon you rest the glory of the most glorious Abdu'l-Baha.
Oh my God, oh now forgive us of sins. Bestower of gifts, dispeller of affliction, verily I beseech thee to forgive the sins of such as have abandoned the physical garment and have ascended to spiritual world. My Lord, purify them from trespasses, spare their sorrow, and change their darkness into light. Cause them to enter the garden of happiness. Cleanse them with the most pure water and grant them to behold thy splendors on the loftiest mount.
ای خدای پرعطای ذوالمنن، واقف جان و دل و اسرار من. عطای ظلمنم، واقف جان و دل و اسرار من. در سحرها مثل جانم تویی، مطلع بر سوز و برمانم تویی. هر دلی به شبانه تیره و تاره قدیر یاد تو در دل چو مصباح منیر از عنایاتت به دل روحی بدم تا عدم گردد ز لطف تو قدم در میوقت منگر و در قطرها بنگرند در فضل خود ای ذوالعطا این طیور بال و پر اشکسته را از کرم بال و پری احسان نما I've been walking with my face turned to the sun. Weight on my shoulders, pulling in my gun. Well, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run. Do what I can when I can, while I can for my people. While the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's why I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on, I can feel it in my bones. And I know what's around the bend might be hard to face, 'cause I'm alone. And I just might fail, but Lord knows I tried. Sure as stars fill up the sky, stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. You hear freedom calling, calling me to answer. I'm gonna keep on keeping on, I can feel it in my bones. I know to prepare a place for you. I know to prepare a place for you. I know to prepare a place for you. I know to prepare a place for you.
Nadie puede librarnos de las dificultades, salvo Dios. Decid, alabado sea Dios, Él es Dios, y todos somos sus siervos, y todos nos atacamos a sus mandatos. Ya, ya, alone, 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 وكل بأمره قائمون هل من مفرج غير الله
I wanted to share this book, a tribute to the faithful, the Baha'i Martyrs of Iran from 1978 to 1992. And it's written in Farsi, and some parts are also in English, by Mahmer Golestani. Why did I want to share it with my friends here? Because I want you to know this is the story of over 200 Baha'is of Iran who were killed by the Islamic Republic of Iran. Men and women, young and old, of all different parts of Iran, of all different ethnicities, of different religious backgrounds, although they were Baha'i. Some of them were of Zoroastrian background, some were of Jewish background, some were of Muslim backgrounds. And they were very precious people. And if you ask them, what was the goal of the Baha'i Faith? And why would they give their lives? And what they stood for? And what was the goal of the Baha'u'llah's revelation? What would they tell you? They would tell you, if they could live, if they could speak right now, the goal of Baha'u'llah's revelation is to promote the oneness of the world of humanity. And this is what every Baha'i believes. And this is the fundamental reason why these people perished. Their life was not in vain. They wanted to stand up for something. They wanted to promote something that was much bigger than them and their own lives. And they will be known forever. And many, many Iranian Baha'is who now live in the United States, these very people are our roots. This is where we come from. These are the people that are our background, that give meaning and purpose to why we're here and what we can do as Baha'is in promoting the oneness of humanity.
On May 25th, 2020, George Floyd, a 46-year-old black man, died after a white police officer, holding his knee on Floyd's neck, pinned him to the pavement while he was in
In
handcuffs.
the US state of Minnesota and indeed across the country, protesters torching a Minneapolis police precinct while thousands took to the streets demanding justice for George Floyd, a 46-year-old black man who died in police custody.
Police officer charged with murder and manslaughter in the death of George Floyd. That officer caught on camera kneeling on Floyd's neck in a video that has caused outrage across the country.
Recently starring in NBC's Little Big Shots, 12-year-old Keedron Bryant sings an original song, I Just Want to Live, about the tragedy that is going viral.
I just wanna live. God protect me. I just wanna live. I just wanna live.
Could you hear me? As I was intruded on, being perceived as an intruder, my place of rest turning into my rest in peace, as my soul silently slipped into the night. No people there to protect my innocence. I was proven through college, proclaimed praises to pull people up, but was put down by a false perception. Do you see me? Or because of the color of my skin, you see a criminal, deserving quick executions, but slow explanations from a system designed to keep me killed. I sit behind the wheel, just as intimidated by the world as the world is intimidated by me. I calmly begin speaking, sensing tensions peaking. 7 shots, I'm bleeding while screaming, I wasn't reaching. Do you know me? Or do I become prey when I step into your territory? I wasn't a baseball player, so I didn't know that on my home run I'd be gone. That's wrong. Because this life matters. But your silence on this matter is deafening. I was playing games when real shots rang, real blood stains, real pain, but it's all the same, and I'm tired. I'm tired of being overwhelmed. I'm tired of being angry. I'm tired of shouting for justice, but seeing just-ish. I'm tired of trying to catch my breath. All hate is kneeling on my neck. I just want to live. Let me be. Let me breathe.
I'm a young black man doing all that I can to stand. Oh, when I look around and I see what's being done to my kind every day, I'm being haunted as prey. My people don't want no trouble. We've had enough struggle. I just wanna live. God protect me. I just wanna live. I just wanna live. I'm a young black man doing all that I can to stand. Oh, but when I look around and I see what's being done to my kind every day, I'm being haunted as prey. My people don't want no trouble. We've got enough struggle. I just wanna live. God protect me. I just wanna live. I just
الها معبودا از تو اما به تو آمدم قلبم را به نور معرفتت منیر فرما تویی مقتدری که قدرت عالم و امم از اقتدارت باز نداشت از یک اشراق از نیره کرمت دریاهای کرم ظاهر و از یک تجلی از نیر جودت عالم وجود موجود ای پروردگار آنچه لایق ایامت نیست عکس نما و آنچه قابل است عطا فرما تویی آن بخشنده‌ای که بخششش محدود به حدود نه عباد توییم تو را می جوییم و از تو می طلبیم تویی فضل تویی بخشنده تویی فضل و تویی بخشنده is the light that guideth in darkness. The living link that uniteth God with man. Love is the light. Love is the light. That assureth the progress of every illumined soul. Love is the light. Love is the light. The light that guides guideth in darkness. Love is the light that guideth in darkness.
Why so afraid to stand up? Someone will tell you, sit down. But here is the truth, someone will always tell you, sit down. The ones we remember kept standing.
Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. Ain't gonna let no jailhouse turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let no jailhouse turn me round. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. Ain't gonna let segregation turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let segregation turn me round. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. Ain't gonna let race hate turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let race hatred turn me round. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. Ain't gonna let a Mississippi turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let Mississippi turn me round. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round. Keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land.
Thank you, friends. That ends our planned portion in remembrance this evening. We'd like to open it up if anyone here has a remembrance of someone that they know of or have heard about that's fallen victim to injustice and lost their lives, or if you have any other comments on the subject. Before we do that, and if you'd like to, please raise your hand in the chat. Take a few moments. It's a somber evening, and I'll talk while you're thinking. We chose that last song in particular, the last couple actually, because we hope that this remembrance will remind us what we stand for and that we are not turning around. We are not giving up this fight for justice, real justice. Or if you'd like to share how you felt this evening, that would be quite appropriate too.
I would like to offer a healing prayer and song for all the suffering of the families left behind.
Who's speaking, please? That would be wonderful.
Jean Marie Kennedy.
Oh, yes.
Hi, the land of the Seminole and the Calusa.
Hi, Jean Marie. Thank you. That would be wonderful.
Thy name is my healing, oh my God. And remembrance of thee is my remedy. Nearness to thee is my all, and love for thee is my companion. Thy mercy to me is my healing and my succor in both this world and the world to come. Thou verily art the all bountiful, the all-knowing, the all-wise.
Thank you, Jean Marie. And she's let us know in the chat that the nephew of a pupil of the eye, Dr. Lisa Merritt in Maryland, was shot in the head this week. And to please say prayers for him and her and the whole family. Thank you so much, Jean Marie, for letting us know this. Oh, sorry, not Maryland, but she was an MD. Lisa Merritt, medical doctor. Is there any more that you could tell us about the situation, Jean Marie?
No, Dr. Lisa Merritt, she established the Multicultural Health Institute in Sarasota.
Oh.
And has been working tirelessly. The woman is amazing. Particularly since COVID hit, since 2020. She was in New York when it started a buzz, and she knew something big was coming, and she tried to warn as many as she could. She's now traveling in Phoenix, working at a rehab hospital there. She goes a lot of places around the country with her specialty, which is physiatry, which is whole body health. From the time a person enters the medical system till they exit, just really following the care. It's just amazing. She was traveling this week, and I spoke to her yesterday, and she told me well, actually the night before, just briefly in passing, she was out checking in on her aunt, and she said she just got word too that a nephew of hers had been shot in the head. And I wasn't about to ask her any more questions because she's lost so many family members to COVID and other things this past year. I just don't know how that family is coping, but by the grace of God.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking further.
Yeah, thank you, Shaheen Marie. John, did you want to say something? Oh, yes, your hand's up. Thank you, Nason, for letting me know. John?
Yeah, reluctantly I speak because I feel the silence that is being experienced. This kind of speaks for itself in where we have all been brought and what I feel we are all together in. Were more people and or the rest of the world brought to this spot, we'd see some pretty remarkable advancing in relationships and healing. We all need to acknowledge divinity and what inspires and moves and brings us together. So none of us individually really can take credit, but at the same time too, I think we need to acknowledge and be grateful for those moments where we are brought to this place that goes so much deeper than the everyday life of mundacity. And so it's a powerful time and it's a powerful space that has been created here tonight for all of us. And hopefully in those unspoken and invisible realms, which are the only realms that will help us to get out of where we're at as the human race, and most specifically this nation and all its ills. Thank you, and somehow, some way, let us keep this alive, this moment, this realm, and this reality that needs the powerful, penetrating truth and love that has been created here tonight.
Thank you, John. Hoda?
First of all, I'd like to thank the organizers of this most beautiful, this glorious, this devotional on a very beautiful theme. You know, my aunt, Shidroch, she was killed in 1981 only because she was a Baha'i. And she had told her kids when they, when she was in prison, she wrote them, and she said, I didn't have a choice on where I would be born, whether I would be a man or a woman, what color of skin I would have, which corner of the world I would be born. I only had one choice, and that was a choice to pick my faith, and I picked this faith because it believes in the oneness of humanity. And I really appreciate, and she was imprisoned, and she was tortured with a hot iron. They beat her so bad on the soles of her feet that she walked on her knees the last 6 months of her life. And when they put a gun to her head and they said, what is it, the goal? Because they have all these horrible reasons why they kill Baha'is in Iran. And all they need to say is that I'm not a Baha'i. And the reason, she says, they said, what is the goal of the Baha'i Faith? She says, to promote the oneness of humanity. So I just wanted to share that, is that people of African descent in America, they don't have a choice. And they die in the name of ignorance, of hate, because there's two criminal justice systems, one for whites, one for blacks in America. There's a vast racial divide, and they die because of the opposite of the oneness of humanity. They die in the name of hate, of believing in this racial hierarchical system that is man-made, and it comes from the bowels of the dirt of one's lowest being. Thank you for drawing the analogy, the oneness, the unity in meaning and purpose. Thank you very much for this event tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Hoda, and especially again for your contribution, both recorded and now. Thank you. It's very special, very special. I had a chance today to listen to Laylee Miller's talk, which was just excellent, on justice. And one of the points that I take away from that, and is something I'm going to try to be more conscious about, when we speak of our justice system, to not call it that. It's a legal system, but it is not just. And we need to start calling it for what it is, just a set of legal rules created to perpetuate and serve a particular group of people. It's not a just system by any stretch. And so that was just one of my many takeaways, and I highly recommend it if you're able to see it. I will certainly be listening to it again. She's just phenomenal, just phenomenal.
Can you put it in the chat, please?
It's part of the National Race Amity Conference.
Okay.
And if you registered, you were able to, or volunteered, which I did, you're able to have access to the conversations. Yeah, so there isn't a link that I can give that you'd be able to access, since you have to go through your registration. It's my understanding. But I do hope that we will have her on here at some point.
Yeah, it was a very powerful, thought-provoking presentation, which I will definitely also listen to more than once.
Yeah, she is exceedingly clear. There's such a clarity when she speaks. Just such a clarity. Such a clarity. Okay, thank you, Nason. Son. Well, I need Nason. Saving the day. And Jillian. It gets us going. Thank you, my brother. And thanks for all the assistance from you out there in the chat. I wasn't looking at the chat.
I am Stephon Clark. I was 22 when they killed me.
5-7 shots fired, subject down.
It wasn't too long ago that I had graduated, playing football at my old high school. I was a father of 2, so I ran when I saw the police.
22-year-old Stephon Clark was fatally shot while running from police. He was shot 8 times in his grandmother's backyard.
What was going through my head in my final moments? As they accused me of having a gun, I couldn't tell you.
Gun!
I knew the reputation when it came to my community, and I guarantee you, if they didn't plan on killing me, they would have shot 20 bullets into me.
Our investigation has concluded that no criminal charges against the officers involved in the shooting can be sustained.
Now my 2 little boys are going to be another stop in the cycle of black kids growing up without fathers in their lives.
There's no more important ingredient for success. Nothing that would be more important for us reducing violence than strong, stable families.
I am Stephon Clark.
I am Breonna Taylor.
We're going to begin tonight with breaking news and a state of emergency in Louisville, Kentucky. As we come on the air, protesters and police are clashing there. The National Guard is on alert, and the city is under a mandatory curfew after a grand jury decided not to indict 3 police officers in the shooting death of Breonna Taylor.
My life was taken when I was 26 years old. I loved being an emergency medical technician. That means everyone was affected by my death. The patients I took care of, the family I had, and the community I was a part of.
The 26-year-old emergency room technician was shot 6 times in her apartment back in March by plainclothes police serving a drug warrant.
My dream was to become a nurse, and today, my killer roams free with no federal charges in relations to my death.
We demand justice!
We demand justice!
And we want it now!
We want it now!
I will never be able to live that dream. I am Breonna Taylor.
I am Tamir Rice. I was 12 when my life was taken. My teachers at Marion Southside Elementary School would describe me as a pleasant young man. I love playing sports too. Basketball, football, swimming. I like soccer too.
The city of Cleveland released a statement about this. They did their own analysis of the events that occurred that day. And basically they're saying that Tamir Rice caused his own death by failing to avoid injury. Okay, let me give you the actual words in their statement. They said the 12-year-old's death was his own fault, writing that plaintiff's descendants' injuries, losses, and damages complained of were directly and proximately caused by the failure of plaintiff's descendant to exercise due care to avoid injury.
My mom raised me well. For all 12 years of my life, she managed to provide for me and my siblings. Most black kids from where I come from have to worry about finding their next meal to eat. Me, mama made sure I was fed. That's something my siblings and I had that a lot of kids from my community didn't. It only took a couple seconds for all that to be stolen.
Shots fired, male down, black male, maybe 20.
Stolen by men who have still not been held accountable for taking my life.
The former Cleveland police officer who fatally shot 12-year-old Tamir Rice now has a new job with a different police department. Timothy Lohman was recently hired as a part-time officer with a small department in Southeast Ohio.
I am Tamir Rice.
I am Oscar Grant. I was 22. I left behind my 4-year-old daughter. Initially, I was attacked while riding a train with my girlfriend, but the police came and decided I just happened to look like one of the other suspects involved in the altercation. So they placed me in custody. One of the officers started to handcuff me without any reason.
Police are struggling with a man, one of the suspects in the train disturbance, and you'll see an officer in the background reaching for what appears to be something on his belt.
He sat with his knee across my back, and when I moved, he stood up and shot me.
The officer then pulls out a weapon and shoots. He later tells his lawyer that he was reaching for a taser and mistakenly pulled his service revolver.
Not only did profiling ultimately lead up to my death, but he denied any intention of taking my life. My daughter had to grow up without a father. And I wanted to be better than that. I am Oscar Grant.
I am Elijah McClain.
Thousands of people take to the streets of Colorado, demanding answers into the death of Elijah McClain.
I was 23. I was on my way back home from the corner store. I wore a ski mask because I was anemic and I got cold quickly. I was reported to be a suspicious person for walking to my residence after paying for my drink. I was tackled by the police for resisting arrest after committing no crime.
Stop right there. Stop. 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 I have a right to stop you because you're being suspicious.
I was choked by that officer. I was left in a cardiac arrest that left me brain dead after the medics who supposedly came to my rescue overdosed me with ketamine.
So when the ambulance gets here, we're going to go ahead and give him
All
some
the docs are
ketamine.
okay. Yeah, sounds good. Perfect, dude. Perfect.
We'll give that a couple of minutes and then we'll put him on.
Whatever he's
Okay.
on,
All right.
he has incredible strength.
Yeah, crazy strength.
Yeah, right.
I was even supposed to be on ketamine in my circumstances. They all had the intentions to take my life. I have never been charged or arrested for anything. My friends and family describe me as an exceedingly gentle person, an athlete, a peacemaker. I am Elijah McClain.
When we hear these stories in the media, we often think of ourselves.
This is why we are angry.
As Black teenagers, we don't know if we're going to end up being the next Tamir Rice, the next Oscar Grant, the next Stephon Clark, the next Breonna Taylor, the next Elijah McClain.
No officers will be charged in the shooting death of Breonna Taylor.
Daily, we fear for our lives.
The officer then pulls out a weapon and shoots.
The lives of Black Americans are taken far too often at the hands of police officers. People who are similar to us in age, experiences, and skin color die too frequently by the cause of police brutality. Each one of these individuals could have been any one of us. As Black teens, we walk in fear of any situation involving the police. We can't be expected to trust in the system that was created to criminalize and disenfranchise our communities. The system was built to harm us, to rid us of our mothers, our fathers, our sons, and our daughters. The system was created for us to fail. Our people are receiving the death penalty without due process, and rarely do we see justice. They teach us that Black families are more likely to be broken, but never do they speak about who is breaking them. We want to be treated like we matter. We don't want to walk in fear of those who we pay to protect our communities. I am Black, and my life matters.
Thank you, Nissan. My blood is just boiling. I am just so angry when I see those things.
I have a comment too.
Please go right ahead, Cynthia.
I was in the gas station the other week, and I saw this new cop. He could not have been more than 19 years old, fully armed. And I'm thinking, somebody who almost flunks out of high school is allowed to become a cop because there's no real standards. So this person who almost flunks out of high school barely graduates, and in some states you don't even have to graduate, but yet you're allowed to take the life of somebody, and you're not even to the age of maturity, but yet you're given all these weapons of war, you know, and I just that dawned on me when I saw this boy, and I could tell he was barely 19, and he was just a boy, but he was loaded. It just amazed me.
Yeah.
I was at the exact same time I'm listening to the other conference of about race unity and amity, and of course they don't want to talk about anything too heavy. You know, they want to talk about unicorns and flowers and things like that. And there's need for that. There's need for both. There's need for the truth, and there's need for an outlook, a positive outlook, because in the world, these things are happening at the exact same time. While the world is being torn down, the world is also being built up.
That's right.
I'd like to maybe offer a song. So it's just what's on my mind. Let me see if I can. Shall we break bread together on our knees? Shall we break bread together on our knees? When I fall on my knees with my face to the rising sun, oh Lord, have mercy on me. Shall we praise God together on our knees? Shall we praise God together on our knees? When I fall on my knees with my face to the rising sun, oh Lord, have mercy on me.
That was beautiful, Cynthia. That was just beautiful. Thank you so much. I'd like to offer a prayer for Dr. Lisa. And it's a prayer for aid and assistance, which I know we all can always benefit from as well, but especially with her in mind. I implore thee by the splendor of the light of thy glorious face, the majesty of thine ancient grandeur, and the power of thy transcendent sovereignty, to ordain for us at this moment every measure of that which is good and seemly, and to destine for us every portion of the outpourings of thy grace. For granting of gifts doth not cause thee loss, nor doth the bestowing of favors diminish thy wealth. Glorified art thou, O Lord. Verily I am poor, while in truth thou art rich. Verily I am lowly, while in truth thou art mighty. Verily I am impotent, while in truth thou art powerful. Verily I am abased, while in truth thou art the most exalted. Verily I am distressed, while in truth thou art the Lord of might. The Bab. Ya Baha'u'llah Pa, Ya Baha'u'llah Pa, Ya Baha'u'llah Pa.
Ya Baha'u'llah Pa.
Ya Baha'u'llah Pa.
Ya Baha'u'llah Pa. God is the all-glorious. Thank you, Baha'u'llah, for bringing us together, for opening our eyes giving us courage, giving us commitment and passion and strength and fortitude and perseverance, and being desirous to do thy will, to be firm in thy covenant, and to carry out thy laws and thy ordinances, to be the makers of change, and to pave the pathway to the justice thou hast revealed for the world. We are humbled by this mighty, mighty, mighty task. We are fearful of not achieving it, but we are hopeful in thy guidance and the assistance of the Supreme Concourse on high. Thank you, Baha'u'llah. Thank you, Abdu'l-Baha. Ya Baha'u'llah Pa, Ya Baha'u'llah Pa. Let thy will be done as it is in heaven, and so it is on earth.
I would like to offer a chant. This is from the Bab.
Wonderful.
Oh, my beloved friends, you are the bearers of the name of God in this day. You have been chosen as the repositories of his mysteries. It behooves each one of you to manifest the attributes of God and to exemplify by your deeds and words the signs of his righteousness, his power, and his glory. The very members of your body must bear witness to the loftiness of your purpose, the of your life, the reality of your faith, and the exalted character of your devotion. The Bab.
Thank you, that was wonderful. My brother.
Hey, Sherilyn. Hello, everyone. I'd like to offer in song the quote that the Bab shared with Mullah Hussein on the night of his declaration. And that quote is, "Far from the glory of thy Lord, the all-glorious. He that which his creatures affirm of him, and peace be upon his messengers, and praise be to God, the Lord of all beings." Far from the glory of the Lord, the all-glorious, be that which his creatures affirm of him, and peace be upon his messengers, and praise be to God, the Lord of all beings. glory of the Lord. Your glorious be that which his creatures affirm of him, and peace be upon his messengers, and praise be to God, the Lord of all beings, and praise be to God, the Lord of all beings. Praise be to God, the Lord of all beings.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Allahu Akbar.
I tell you, we have such great people. Everybody that's here, that's been here. Oh, you all are just so wonderful. Just so wonderful. Everybody. My heart is full. My heart is full. Well, I think I'll make a last call. If there's anyone that would like to share or say anything before we end, this will go down in history as the earliest we have ever ended. But I kind of think it's appropriate. It's been deeply moving for me, and I just want to sit in it, you know, and I'm happy to just sit in it here with you without any comments, you know, for a little while longer if people would like to do that. And feel free to go when you're ready to go. But we will call it an early evening, I think. We have friends on the East Coast and elsewhere have their commemorations for the Declaration of the Bab 2 hours after sunset. And this will give them time to prepare, particularly Jillian and Nason, who are still in Maryland. I'm in Wisconsin now. So, yeah. My heart's just throbbing. And to see your faces and your names. And to hear your voices. We love you all. Rebecca, it's so good to see your face.